Okay, so today we're going to tackle what we call um, geometric construction. Now, this is going to take many parts, so we'll take on one part at a time. And for today, we will talk about arcs and circles. Okay. Well, I decided to forego the evaluation of exercises because I have not finished checking them all. There were a lot of late submissions, but don't worry, I'm going to accept all of them, considering that there has been problem with the internet connection nationwide. So, but then that also means that even my checking is late because of that. No? So this topic will be very short because since it's a sub part of the geometric construction, but the exercise will be a bit interesting because I thought of it just last night after thinking of the old exercises that we've been giving, and I finding it boring. But anyway, I hope you like it. But first, let's go to the very basics. Okay. Now, in YouTube, for example, when I was looking at it, looking for reference materials for this class, I found a lot of materials that you can actually use. No? Therefore, especially because this time we will be using the drawing instruments. Um, the best would be for me to demonstrate to you how to use the drawing instruments, but I don't know how to do that with actual drawing here. It doesn't seem ideal. um, I don't have I don't know how to make a video of myself, for example, doing that. But there are a lot already in the YouTube, so I was thinking, why do I need to reinvent the wheel? Okay, so what I'm going to give you right now are just terms and some tips. But for the rest of the of the material, especially on how to use the compass, which will be our main drafting tool for this exercise or for this lesson, I leave it up to the video that I am going to recommend that you watch later. Okay. Now, a circle is a set of points in a plane that are the same distance from a fixed point. Okay, this is how geometry would describe a circle. The set of points form the perimeter of the circle. So the radius is the distance from the center of the circle to any point of its perimeter. I think that one is already very clear to you. The circumference of a circle is the perimeter of the circle, and these parts of a circle are indicated in the accompanying diagram. So you can see here the drawing. So the circumference is like the arc length, okay? Arc length of the circle. So it's the length of the line forming the circle, no? Going around the circle. The plural of radius is radii. Okay. I have to review these terms because actually I expect that there are some of you who might not have encountered them or was not paying attention before and might even be confused with some terms, especially terms like secant, diameter, chord, and tangent. No? A secant is a line that passes through any 2 points on a circle. So it doesn't have to be in this position that I showed in the illustration, but it can, as long as it passes in 2 points of the circle, so it's a secant. Now, chord is a line that joins 2 points on the circumference of a circle. Now, the chord is like a secant, except that it doesn't pass through; it remains inside the circle. Okay. So again, it doesn't have to be in this position that you see in the diagram. Diameter is a chord that passes through the center of the circle. So there can only be one diameter of a circle. Okay. And a tangent is a line that touches the circle at only 1 point. Okay, as you can see also in the picture. So it can be in any points of the circle as long as it touches only one point. An arc is a part of the circumference. Okay, and then the arc can take on many lengths. So not only this one that I showed you in the picture. And then a sector is part of a circle between two radii. Okay, so it's like a slice of a pie. It's like having a sector of a pie. No? So if you eat a lot, therefore you get a bigger sector. And then a segment is the part of a circle that is between a chord and the circumference. Okay, so again, the chord is like secant, but it remains inside the circle, it does not pass through. And so the area between the chord and the circumference is what we call the segment of the circle. So to some of you, I think some of these terms are really new. Okay. Now, this is the compass. If you have not seen one, but what I'm showing here is a very typical compass for grade schoolers, probably, or maybe some high schoolers, but definitely for grade school. I'm sure that most of you have bought your compass, and probably some are even branded, like Rotring, Staedtler, or what are the other brands? No, I starting to forget already. And then they feature many things like detachable head for the pencil, so that you can attach a holder for the pen, and that holder for the pen you can rotate it. That's actually my favorite type of holder. Something that you can rotate. Of course, there are screws to tighten the grip of the pen, because the pen could be not only um, a technical pen, but there are others which are really meant only for technical pens. So you have to screw in your pen, and then the other side you have the needle, which you can remove by loosening the screw there that holds the needle in place. In most compasses for technical uh, drafters, this arm can be bent. Okay, so because if you have to make smaller circles, so you have to make sure that the pen or the pencil and the needle are very close to each other. So the only way you can do that is to bend both arms, assuming that they can bend. No? And then you have the hinge, right there in the middle. It is important that the hinge is um, is tight. Okay, once the hinge loosens, that's a very big problem. The compass is no longer reliable, and I would suggest either having it fixed or buying a new one, because otherwise it's a lot of trouble. It's a lot of trouble. Um, there are compasses with a um, adjustable bar at the center. You have to turn I forgot what it's called, but then it's supposed to adjust the opening of the two legs of the compass. Okay, that's for more precision. So you slowly adjust it, because otherwise, without that, you adjust it manually. But then sometimes it takes very fine movements just to get a particular radius. Okay, so I would I would advise that, but that's very limited to some circles. So you cannot really open the compass as wide to make bigger circles. But to make even bigger circles, some sets of compass will give you an extension. You, instead of the head with the pencil, you remove that, and then you put in the extension, and the extension is either as a holder for the pencil or the lead, or for the pen. Okay. Um, so let me just read this. A compass is an instrument used to draw circles. or the parts of circles called arcs. It consists of two movable arms hinged together where one arm has a pointed end and the other one arm holds a pencil. So note that the compass is also called a pair of compasses. Okay, so these are one of those peculiar English terms where you have like trousers, no, a pair of trousers, so a pair of compasses. So that's a proper way for referring to a compass in English. So how to draw a compass? As I mentioned, you should watch the video so you can actually see. But I will just give some tips. But aside from what is written here, so make sure that the hinge at the top of the compass is tightened so that it does not slip. So I mentioned that already. So it should be tight. If once it loosens, it's the compass is not useful anymore. Tighten the hold for the pencil so it also does not slip. Okay, so you have to practice with the compass. Okay, if you have the compass now with you have to keep on making a lot of circles before you even start the exercise that I'm going to give you. So don't jump directly into the exercise and try to finish it in just one try. Okay, so unless you're already well practiced, that's okay. But if, especially for those who have only started using the compass now, so you have to keep on practicing, especially with the pen, because it's very tricky to make the arcs join together to form the full circle. Okay, that joint is the most tricky part. Okay, you should be able to make a circle where I could not determine where the lines started. Okay, because the tendency is that they blot. Okay, so that you know that this part of the line is blotting. So you started here and ended there also. But that's not good drafting. Line the pencil lead with the compass needle and then press down the needle and turn the knob at the top of the compass to draw a circle or arc. Now, regarding the needle, you don't have to punch it through the paper. Okay, you just let it rest there. Maybe it as long as it's firm. And some draftsmen I know would even use a masking tape where the needle is supposed to be, so that they to make sure that it does not really puncture the paper. Okay, but then they get to rest the needle there firmly, and then um, once you once you turn the compass, you have to make the compass lean forward. Okay, I think you see that later in the video. Although in the video he does not say it that way, he just does it. Okay, but if you notice later, he leans the compass forward even when he's using lead, pencil lead, or pen. Okay, so initially you have to use the pencil and then try to do that until you get the hang of it before you actually um, do it slowly and in control. Okay, so I guess that's it for arcs and circles, because this is supposed to be the exercise that you will do when if we were in the classroom. Um, and I think this is also the exercise that some of the other class are doing right now. And so when I was looking at this is very good because this is a practice for control. Okay, you should be able to control the compass. So to achieve a parallel lines, equal parallel lines, and the hexafoil, which is also like the symbol for life, or I think, um, is also done properly. The reverse arcs, the important thing here is the connection between the arcs, and then also the tile pattern. The importance is the control in making dashed lines with the compass. Okay, So actually, this is a very difficult plate. Okay, this is the very difficult exercise because of the compass, the use of the compass. Um, if you notice, only two figures make use of straight lines, the entwined loops and the clover loops. Now, you can use this for exercise, for control, okay? But your homework will be totally different. Um, in fact, it's a bit radical. You're going to create a mandala. Okay, what's a mandala? Um, Mandala is a geometric configuration of symbols. It's actually a bit as a spiritual connotation, and it actually helps you relieve some stress. So in the New Age, the mandala is a diagram, chart, or geometric pattern that represents the cosmos metaphysically or symbolically, at time microcosms of the universe. But it originally meant to represent wholeness and a model for the organizational structure of life itself. So a cosmic diagram that shows the relation to the infinite and the world that extends beyond and within minds and bodies. Okay, so that's deep. Um, so I'm hoping that while you're doing this, it helps you meditate. It helps you think about life, about the universe, okay, and about some things beyond the gadgets. Although you cannot avoid the gadget in this case because you're going to make a video of yourself making the mandala. Okay. So your task is basically first to watch the video, which I will post on the canvas entitled, sorry, how to draw an easy mandala step-by-step tutorial. So anyone can make this mandala art by Zach Corvin. I showed you the link here, although in the canvas assignment, I embedded the YouTube video. Afterwards, you make the mandala yourself, but then you have to make a video of yourself doing the mandala. Okay, so you may follow the same pattern in the video, or you make your own. Um, some of you might already be making that. I know one student before who makes that as a hobby, and he even sells it. And then right now, some companies asking him to do this for particular products. No? So write your name at the bottom center of the paper before making your drawing. Okay. So don't write it after making your drawing, it's before making a drawing. So you start off with a clean slate of paper with your name at the top, at the bottom center, and then you start drawing. And then you can edit your video to show only parts of each step as you did. So you don't have to show everything. So okay. So you can make the video short. So for example, if when you make a few circles, okay, that's it. And then because if you're going to make 8 of those, so you showed how you did maybe 2 or 3, and then cut the video and then go to the next step when you have to make several of another set of circles, etc., etc. So you submit the video and a scanned copy or photo of your mandala. Submit to Canvas on or before the designated deadline. Initially, I think the deadline I gave is Friday or Saturday. I forgot, but maybe it's a Friday midnight. There should be enough time for you to work on this. Especially next meeting, we will not meet online, so you can use the time of the period for our supposedly class. We can start today and then continue next meeting if you have so many other things to do. But then just keep me updated if you encounter some difficulty, for example, because I'm thinking that everything's so easy. But if majority of you says that it's actually really very difficult, especially with the um, technical issues with making videos, so I might consider. But then you have to tell me, okay? Um, yes, I guess that's it, no? I decided not to show the succeeding plans Um, Wait. So I finished presenting. Okay. Anyway, decided not to show the succeeding plans because I noticed that it keeps changing. I keep changing my mind because I used to follow something which I did not really well. The plan that I made, I realized sometimes that we're going over it so fast, or that even I cannot cope, and then sometimes you cannot cope. Or I find that some topics are so easy, should be combined. Well, in other subject, that's what happened. So I decided to just be flexible about the schedules. Okay, so I don't think there are questions. The chat box is very silent. So if um, and so we're going to end the session now, and by 8:30, I think the assignment will be posted already in the canvas. So we end. Are you all there? So I've stopped recording.